Hello everybody, my name's the Breph and welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of my new series, Goaly-Poly, where I take you on a bungling ride through Football Manager 2024, trying to take my favourite club, Wycombe Wanderers, through the divisions and hopefully to Champions League glory. Episode 1 will be a very different one to the rest of the upcoming episodes, in that I'm following a scripted format and recording this audio in post, blending it with some live commentary I did at the time. Why? Because this episode, as the title suggests, is less about the football, even less about the managing, and it's more about setting up the save. Remember, this series isn't just a quick to-the-punch one, it's a journey, and we're on it together. So here's how I have set up my Football Manager save. First, the team. We are using the 2025 updated database, which you can install from the Steam Workshop. This database gives us updated squads supposedly accurate from February 2025. That includes transfer moves, and it says it includes updated potential and current ability based on form, except there are quite a few little quirks to this database that the January one didn't have. And for that reason, to combat them, I am playing with the in-game editor turned on, purely for realism and quality of life fixes. So in terms of setting up the leagues, what are we running with? Well, for me, it's my standard European journeyman setup, not that I've ever completed one, but it's how I set up when I do it. National League is all playable with the top flights of the major European nations all turned on. As I've said, we are allowing use of the in-game editor, and I've turned attribute masking to hidden, so we're doing it the real way. Although if you play with attribute masking turned off, I'm absolutely not slating you for that. That is all power to you. It's actually how I play when I'm just doing a casual one for a bit of fun. And now the lore. That's right, I'm giving you Football Manager lore, because I'm an unknown taking charge of a club that very, very recently in real life appointed a new manager. So here's the story that I'm giving to you all to set up the foundations for how I, the Breph, came to take over Wycombe Wanderers in this universe. Wycombe Wanderers have had a shaky few months. Their manager, Matt Bloomfield, took the job at Luton Town at the end of the 2022-2023 season, and that left the club scrambling to find a suitable replacement. They eventually settled on Mike Dodds from Sunderland, who came in the door with very little pre-season left to go. He had expectations of a transfer budget, of wage freedom, of a scouting network, and he was ready to build the team he needed. Instead, when he came in, he found that wasn't the case. He had zero budget for transfers, a very restrictive wage structure, and a contract structure that, alongside the nigh non-existent scouting network, all dampened his hopes to the point that, by mutual termination, Mike Dodds too left the club. Scrambling even harder now, and with the first competitive game of the League One season in less than a week, the club made an appointment. A complete unknown fan who gave a comprehensive pitch and outline of his vision to the board was given control of the reins. His name? The Breph. Now, left without an assistant and the bare bones of club staff, the question is, can this lifelong fan guide his club to European success? Oh, could you imagine the world in which that takes place? It would be a complete outsider, or everyone would have eyes on it. No one would know what to expect. And that's what I love about world building in games. I bet you didn't think you could world build in Football Manager. There's always a chance to give a backstory and a little bit of lore. But with said world building aside, let's jump into it. Before we do anything else, I mean squad evaluations, tactical choices, before we even look at what players we've got, we have to fix the most basic of footballing issues in this game. Who is going to be our assistant manager? Oh, that's tempting. I've seen this one here, Lars Bender. Do you know what? I didn't I don't know what I was expecting from Lars Bender, because having, you know, watched him play and used him on FIFA, and actually I think I bought him on Football Manager once, you know. Yeah, I think I did. A while ago, 15 maybe? Yeah. Rings a bell. Might have been Sven actually. Now I think about it. I'm looking at his formations there. He's got his second preferred formation is a 4-4-2. That I can work with. That's Brexit football, that, isn't it? 4-4-2. Oh, I like it. Actually, but when I look at his stats, he's pretty well rounded, you know. I cover the set pieces with my stats. I cover the fitness with my stats. But other than that, judging player ability 14, judging player potential 12. He's really good. He's actually perfect for the sort of level we're at. And and he's got the pro license, so he doesn't need to go on any coaching courses. I'm gonna try. Can I? He's interested. Okay. What can we get? 3-year max. I'm going to try and just whittle that down a bit. Let's go to 800 and let's remove the promotion wage. Let's have a look. He wants 950 and the promotion wage. What if I remove that and try 900? Oh, he'll take it. Okay. Right. I don't normally do this. This is not something that I recommend. This is with the updated database now. I'm not even going to window shop. I'm just going to... There we go. Do you know what? Lars Bender. I'm going to try and get Lars Bender as my assistant manager. I can't believe that. Let's have a look. Some of the other people we've got. Have we got any names that stand out here? Any other names? Edgar Davids. Oh, this is easy. Look. The key stats, people management, judging player potential. Oh, Lars Bender, you a little anomaly. Who else have we got? Any other names that stand out? Ben Foster. Well, he's still got his playing stats there, so I don't even know what he's like as a staff member. That's easy. When's he retiring? 21st of August. Okay, he's not retiring in too long. We can have a look. But Roy Keane. Again, look, he's got the discipline. We know that, but he's not got the other stats. Would he be interested? No. And look, here we go. Would he accept? No, I'm not. I'm happy with my choice. We've put in an offer for Lars Bender. We're decent in the key stats. Yes, his training stats are a bit off, but you know what? I'll take that. Oh yes, Lars Bender, the former German international, has actually accepted terms to become our assistant and is now mulling over the transfer offer from us. What a poach that would end up being, and hopefully he accepts, and it's the start of a beautiful and fruitful partnership between the two of us. And look, given that I was staff hunting, that was where I next turned my attention to. We are not in a position to scout the world yet, not with this network, these number of scouts, but we only had one, we had a chief. We need more scouts. We needed people to accurately be able to judge player ability and player potential. We're not just building a team for now, we are building one for the future as well. And that search went a little bit like this. Recruitment team, we're going for a scout. And attributes, we are going to want judging player potential, judging player ability at 15. Oh, look at that, we've got two. John Marshall. 15, 16, 15 is fine. 5 analysing data is annoying, but fine. 7, 20, 17, 17. Okay, Tommy Miller is looking like a good shout. He is 77. He is 77. So, at some point, he is going to want to retire, and we are going to be left without this fella. So, I have to balance up between what do I want now, and what do I want in the future? Because John Marshall at 58, 16, 15, 15. Do you know, I might just try and get both. Let's try and knock that out. Try and get that down to about 850. He'll take that. Right, do you know what? John Marshall was a scout for 3 years, 850, absolutely fine. Tommy Miller on a 3-year contract as well would be amazing. I can get him on a 4-year contract. Can I get him on 850 as well without that? I can. Oh, there we go. Yes, I will go over my assigned scouts. But I'm going to go and make a board request. So I'm going to make a board request. Not now. Not now. But I will make a board request. I'll request to increase my scouts. So assuming they both sign, I'll have 3 scouts. They'll increase it to 3 or 4. And I'll be, you know, Bob's your uncle. I was pretty content with the offers we were able to put out. And I'm fairly certain that I'm going to be able to convince the board to allocate me more scouts. So fingers crossed everyone accepts. And that's good. We then had to turn our attention to our physios. Injuries are just part and parcel of the game, but having a good physio and sports science department will help limit those injuries and improve the recovery time. To me, I looked at the quality we had and it was imperative that I found a few people to bolster that department. What do we need? Well, immediately, before I look at my coaching staff, I'm going to look at my medical team. Kian O'Doherty, good physiotherapy. I'll keep him. Ben Sayers, yeah. And Isaac, yeah. Let's have a look. I'm going to try and get one more physio in. If I can get someone in who sort of does physio and sports science and has decent stats in both. I don't know, I've gone sports scientist. That would be something good. Let's have a look. Club job. Sports scientist. Preferred job physio. Let's look at Izzy Anderson. She's young. Oh no, she's not got good stats. But she is young. She will develop. So she might be worth keeping an eye on at some point in the future. Who have we got? What's Michael Barrett? No. This is just where you kind of got a window shot. I mean, you can. I mean, you could specify. Additional conditions. No, it's attributes, sorry. Head physio. Physiotherapy. Sports science. Is at least 15. Go. There's none that have both. So, sports science is at least 14. Okay. We've got Roger Wilde here, who is very good at what he does. What's the compensation? 80 grand! 80 grand to Scunthorpe. Oh, £80,000 to Scunthorpe. When's his contract expire? 2025. Oh no. Financially, I don't think I can pull that off. Oh, I mean, I can. But an 80 grand dent to get. What's his contract? Well, I'd want him on as long as I can. I'd just get him in as physio, because that's the spot I need. I need to bring this wage down, and I might get. He wants the head job. 800. I want to see if I can get him down to sort of 10%. No, we're not going to get Roger Wilde. I can't. The problem is I've got a head physio. I just need a physio. Right, okay. Well, let's just crank these down. Is there anyone with 13? Right, 14, 13. That'll do. Anyone unemployed with those stats? Oh, hello. There's 2 of them unemployed. What have we got? Bear with me. 18, 13. Hello. And you? What have you got? 15, 30. Well, that's as easy as it comes. You, my main man. I don't want you in as a sports scientist. I want you in as a physio, my man. Get you on a 4-year contract. I'm going to try and negotiate that contract down. 1.2 sports science. I'd like him as a physio. See if I can get him on a grand. 20%. Oh, we'll take that. Right, okay. We are going to get an amazing physio if he accepts it. We've made the bid for him, but he is wanted by almost everyone. And that was all she wrote in terms of staffing. That's all I wanted to do for now. We have to wait and see whether they accept, and that will give us a good foundation to build the club for the next 3, 4, hopefully 5 years if we get good renewals. And with staffing done, I figured it was time to introduce you to the squad. And oh boy, I've just seen the clip. It's making me choke now. Boy, did I have some shocks in line for me. We've done some staffing improvements, and now let's tackle our squad. Now, the reason that you can see this little FM in-game editor up here is because we wanted to start as realistic as possible. Now, we've not set the game up on real-life transfers. We've set the game up in line with the database. The database should have given us a squad that was accurate as of February 2025. It's not quite accurate. For example, Jason McCarthy terminated his contract. And I wish him all the best for the club. And Aaron Morley was recalled by Bolton. Everyone else here is absolutely fine. 6 to 9 months. He got hurt in the pre-season. Daniel Udoh got hurt in the pre-season. Adam Reach was already injured on the database. Hagos, he's coming back, that's fine. But Daniel Udoh got hurt in the pre-season. No. Oh, that's awful. I was going to rely on Daniel Udoh. Oh no, and it's a cruciate one as well. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, that's throwing a spanner in the works. That's throwing a spanner in the works. So why I've got the in-game editor, like I said, there are a couple of changes I wanted to make. Particularly, I want realism. I'm going to use the editor to terminate the contract of the players that aren't here. Jason McCarthy is a free agent. He's off. Aaron Morley, we're going to terminate his loan because he's not at the club. He was recalled by Bolton in January and he's not come back. You look at Caleb Taylor, who was recalled by West Brom, and for some reason, 2 weeks later, they've loaned him out to us again. So he's at the club. He's good. But other than that, we've got some really good young loan players in. I mean, look at Finn back. I mean, this is not a player that would have come up on my scouting list straight away, but he's a player that can fit right into my team. Almost anywhere I'm going to want to play him. He's incredibly versatile for me, and he's going to do a job. As long as I don't play him on the left mid, he's going to do a job. He's going to do a decent job. In my Oh, Joe Lowe got hurt in the pre-season as well. Oh, in real life, I love Joe Lowe. I holding on to Joe Lowe in January was one of the best things that the club ever did. This guy can carry us. He's a Welsh international. He's not got his caps in this game. He's a Welsh international. Like, look at him. You can see the potential. You can see the role he can do. You can see it. He's that wide centre-back defend. He's the perfect one. 6'5". Yeah, but now he's injured. But that's fine. They are two massive names that I was going to rely on, and now they're out injured and they're not going to be back in time for the first game. Oh, it really isn't a good look for the club. But this is why we search our squad now, so that we know exactly who's going to be out for how long, and that tells us what we need to look to bring into the club, both immediately and in the future. But full knowledge of that, and who we need to bring in, who fits in the system, that all boils down to tactics, and I promised you some good ones, and I'll take you through them now. I've broken my tactics down into 3 sections. We've got the meme squads, we've got the proper ones that I want to use, and we've got the backup tactic in case the board tell me off at some point in the season. So, firstly, my least anticipated tactic is the meme squads. I'll see about using these in matches and tournaments of lesser importance, friendly matches, just to see how effective they can be. I dropped a teaser for the first one in the announcement video yesterday, and it's the Dongus Maximus tactic, which looks to bring fullbacks narrow and provide strong attacking lines through the middle, with support runs from wingbacks on the edges of the pitch. Leading the line, you've got a 3-man striking team consisting of 2 deep lying forwards and an advanced forward. And yes, the tactic is aptly known for its shape. Second meme is the hole. Well, I went phallic with one shape, so why not go slightly more the other way with another? Can't believe I got away with this. To see the shape of play, look at the annotations here. The hole looks to trap opposition players within that open space and squeeze them out of options when they fall for it. When we get the ball, we distribute to the wings and make use of our one lone playmaker higher up the pitch to complement the attacking forward. I don't expect they'll work, they're there more for fun than anything else, but it'll be good to bring them out in friendly matches and possibly in some lesser important tournament matches. What I do hope will work, however, is my main tactic. This is what I'm calling the group of Brephish Empire tactics. The Discord server name, the link is in the description of this video. Get yourself in it. This looks crazy, but I have faith we can make it work. The engine considers this to be a 3-1-4-1-1, and I can't lie, just look at it, it definitely is. Empire tactics revolve around that anchor in the defensive midfield spot, and they look to provide both creativity and security. 2 wide centre-backs are giving us width cover, and defensive wingers look to prevent play down the wings. If the wingers do get through, it's not the end of the world, as we've got 3 tall, powerful centre-backs to hopefully deal with any crosses coming in. What I've done with each tactic, I've given them both an attacking and a defensive variant. So the attacking option is all about conquering the opposition. It's the Hail Mary of Football Manager tactics, and it's not for use in an average game. The intensity is far too high, the risk of injuries is far too high. It's there purely if we have no other choice. This isn't for your average loss or your average game. This is, I find myself 2-0 down with my career on the line and I need a quick overload of attacking play. This is the one I go for. Forget defence. Work your arse off, score me 3 goals, let me keep my job. Conversely, in the defensive variant, I've locked down as much of the pitch as I can afford to. Everyone I can spare is on a defensive duty, and that playmaker has come back and has sat in the box-to-box position. He will still get up and down the pitch though, so it isn't as park the bussy in practice as it seems, but it's pretty much a we're 1-0 up against Man City in the Cup, so don't let them get close to our goal type deal. Look, if over the course of the season that doesn't work, if the players don't gel with it, they can't quite see out games, well, we've gone old school, but I've given it some me flair. I'm calling this batch my Brexit formations, so the actual formation and shape should be pretty easy to guess. 4-4-2. Brexit means Brexit gives us a fluid look at the traditional formation, with both fullbacks and wingers given more freedom to move around the pitch. 2 up top, consisting of a target forward to hold up play and an advanced forward to bang in the goals. Simple and easy. If that doesn't work, I can make it more structured by removing the support roles from my fullbacks. Look, it's a 4-4-2. There's not much else I can say. In attack though, same as the Empire version, I've gone all out. Brexit was a bad idea in this situation, and now I need goals. I don't need defence, I need goals to save my job, to win the cup, whatever. It's a 4-2-4. I've pushed the men further up the pitch on the wings, and I'm throwing the kitchen sink at scoring. Exactly enough said. Defensively, it's just locking it down. Everyone who isn't a striker is on defend. Try getting past 2 walls of 4 men hell-bent on doing nothing but breaking your legs. It is proper, good, old-fashioned Sunday League Brexit football. And that's it for tactics, it's that simple. Now, though, it's time to fill in the squad. But first, Let me take you through the reasons for the editor, and stay with me here because I hope you can see where I'm coming from. A bit like in FM23, there's also a bit of a database-wide issue with player heights, and in our case this time, it's the loney Caleb Taylor that's affected. Last year, it was Joe Lowe. He was put in as 6'2", he's actually 6'5", and now it's Caleb Taylor's turn. And I'm starting to think that Wycombe are being nerfed in some way by Football Manager. Look, you see here, just like Joe Lowe last year, Caleb Taylor is listed as 6'2". You know, he's not a slouch, but he is a good 3 inches off the height that Google says he is at 1.95 metres or 6'5". Fun fact, on FC25, Caleb's actually 6'6", but I'm going for realism and I've put 6'5" in to make it fair. If you're with me with all of those, this might be the controversial use of the editor that gets you off of my side. It's the final use of the editor for this save, and we're talking about Richard Kone. One of the things the database says it does is account for changes to potential and current ability to reflect real life performances, and I challenge you to find me a striker on hotter form than King Kone himself right now. With a reported £7 million bid being rejected by the club in January, I think his current value on the game is just a little bit under, don't you? And just like his value, so is his rating. As using the editor, we can see that his potential is set to be in the 90s, while his attributes set him up to a mildly useful under-21s level player, with them being in the 70s. And that, to me, it's so plainly unrealistic that I felt the need to change it. In choosing his stats and what number to set them at, I looked at his real-life performances, I looked at the way he's been reported in the media, the general consensus among pundits, his FIFA stats, I know they're not good to go on, but his potential and ability have been increased on FC25. Sorry, I said FIFA, but you know what I mean. You know, it's just not been reflected in Football Manager nor in this database update, and that to me was criminal. In a large part, the general consensus, and I'm in agreement, is that this young man can perform at any level. Right now, as he is, the striker that he is, a mid-level to push him for maybe playoff, championship level side, would be a better team with Richard Kone in it, and there is no doubt in my mind that he will reach the Prem at some point in his career, and it's only fair that his potential reflects that in our save. Now, I did a little bit of looking at other players as well, and a lot of the Wycombe squad have abilities in the low 100s, and Kone absolutely deserves to be ever so slightly above that. The general view is that he's one of, if not the best player in the squad right now. And to do that, to find out what number to give him, I looked at existing Premier League strikers, both young and established, to find out their current ability, what it was like, the average, looked in the Championship, potential ability as well, and I settled on these stats. The spread looks good, it looks normal, and the breakdown, King Kone's got a current ability of 118, and I've given him the 165 in potential. I think it's fair. If anything, that potential might be a little bit low, but I know I'm biased, so I tried to keep it realistic. As I said, I think it's fair, but please do leave a comment on this video, let me know your thoughts, and while you're down there, hit that like button and share with a Football Manager fanatic. Looking at you, Mr. Forehead. And while you're down there, consider subscribing as well. What we did for the rest of the save, well, we identified our squad, our likely first team, our bench team, and I started looking at the second team. I went through my registration and I know that I can register another 5 to 7 players for the league, so I took a good old look at the free agent market and some of the loan listings. I've invited some players in on a trial, I've sent out some loan offers, and that is where we're going to leave this video. The save is set up, and we have one eye on current performance, one eye on the future. We've made decent moves for current staff members, and we are ready to get right into the thick of this rags to riches Wycombe Wanderers challenge. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. I hope you're looking forward to this series as much as I am looking forward to bringing it for you. And I look forward to seeing all of you, and hopefully some more, in the next one.